How do you say this word? Collegiate? Collegiate?
Collegiate.
Is it? Collegiate?
I think so. I want to say that.
Oh
Let
my
me see.
god. Here, I found it. Collegiate. Good thing I didn't say that.
Collegiate.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, you guys. So before we get into our introductions, we're going to spend a little bit of time going over the answers to our Instagram Valentine's Day teachers stories. So Uma, if you would like to begin with number one.
Yeah, so number one prompt was, we went ocean kayaking in La Jolla, and the kayak tipped over, and we were not prepared to get soaking wet. So to reveal that answer, that was Miss Rude.
Very nice. All right. Number two, which states, the way my hubby and I first met was playing Masters water polo, basically a weekend warrior version of college water polo for adults. We were both in a tournament on separate teams and connected through mutual friends. You guessed it, you guys, Mrs. Rosa.
Right. Okay, this one is amazing. So this is the third one. I asked a girl on my first ever date to meet at the old Laguna Beach movie theater. I nervously rehearsed a series of winning movie theater moves beforehand, certain that they would work. When she showed up, well, she showed up with 5+ other girls. Her girl squad sat right behind us in the dark theater, and each time I tried to make some move, they giggled, thus systematically crushing any fake confidence I had. That was a good one. That was Mr. Brobeck.
Very interesting, yes. Well, we move on to the next one then. I met my husband at a sleepaway summer camp. That was Miss Perkins. Very cool.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is the fifth one. I dated my wife in high school. We went to winter formal together. We broke up a couple months later, and I did not see her again for 13 years. I ran into her when she was working at the Salt Creek Grill and asked her out on a date. It was a good date because we kept dating. 2 years later, we got married, and this year we will celebrate our 21st wedding anniversary. That one was Mr. Bogey.
I love the storytelling on that one too.
Yes.
Number six. On our first date, we went to the Santa Barbara Zoo. The zoo should have been called the Zoo of Misfit Animals. There was the crooked-necked giraffe and the one-winged eagle. Every single animal seemed to have its own unique characteristic. Finally, at the end of the zoo, Pat stood the most beautiful, majestic lion I'd ever seen. I was mesmerized as I walked towards the incredible animal. As I got closer to the habitat, I noticed a sign that said warning. As I continued to read the sign, the lion turned and projectile peed on me. It wasn't a cute little tinkle, it was like a fire hose. My entire shirt was soaked. He was just marking his territory, my future wife, and I thought it was hilarious because it was. I ended up buying a Santa Barbara Zoo shirt and we went on with the date. I knew she was a keeper. That was Mr. Todd.
No, that was a good one. So this is number 7. I met my husband at a mutual friend's 90th birthday party. We were both assigned to the young'uns table and sat right next to each other. The party was at a local tennis club, and my husband is a collegiate, an all-American tennis player. So naturally, the conversation went in that direction. When I bashfully admitted I didn't play, he immediately offered to give me lessons. I took him up on it. Today, he jokingly says, and she thinks I cared about her tennis game. As they say in the tennis world, it's love, love. That's really cute. That was Miss Lundblad.
Yes, indeed. The next one you guys will find very interesting. I was a sophomore in high school. I was excited and nervous to go on a date with a senior student. We went to the movies. I was very nervous. Did I say that already? When we sat down in the movie theater, I dropped my keys, and as I bent down to get them, I hit my head on the seat in front of me so hard that it cut my forehead open. I was bleeding everywhere. Needless to say, we had to leave the movie and go fix my forehead. She was nice enough to take me to Winter Formal, but after that, I think she wanted to stick with someone a bit more coordinated than I was at the time. That was by our own principal, Dr. Allman.
That one was quite an amusing tale. Okay, so this one's number 9. I was out with my friend Christy. My husband was out with his friends, one of them named Jeff. We all ran into each other at a restaurant one evening. We started talking with each other because Christy and Jeff are brother and sister. Small world. So that was Miss Sorensen.
What a nice story.
So this is our last story. This is number 10. I met my husband at my first job out of college. I worked at an engineering firm. I was a technical writer, and he was the new manufacturer's sales rep. So he didn't work at our company, but he sold our spectrometers and photometers. I wrote the manuals. Yawn. I met him at a training, and I knew he didn't even notice me, but I noticed him. I am very traditional, so I asked my close friends at work what I should do. They all said I should call him and ask him out on a date, so I did. I called his assistant, Ida Gucher, and asked if he was married or had a girlfriend first, of course. And she said no, he's very available, which is kind of weird looking back. So I said, put me through. He said yes, even though he had no idea who I was, and our first date was at Disneyland. That was February 16th, 1989, and we have been together ever since. That one
What a
was
nice story.
Yeah, that was Miss Honeycutt. So that concludes Teachers' Embarrassing Moments for Valentine's Day. You can go check out the Instagram post for more.
All right, and next we will have the introductions.
I am Uma Bhatia. I'm the opinions editor for the school newspaper, The Brush and Palette. I'm currently a sophomore, and this is Diego Rapellese Calderon. He is the news editor of the newspaper.
Indeed. So we are the second team of the Brush and Palette podcast, The Breakers Breakdown. You may have tuned in earlier to hear Tess Booth and Madison Duong with their introductions. As they've mentioned, this is a new project for all of us, and we'll be making as many podcasts as we can.
So me and Diego's segment is called The 2 Cents.
That would be CENTS, not SCNSE.
Although we do have a lot of that.
Yes, funny, Uma. It was made with respect to the idea of putting 2 cents on a subject.
Right, but it was also influenced by the fact that or specifically Diego's, opinions are each worth a cent.
My opinions are worth billions and billions of dollars.
We've had this argument for so long now, but I really think that I, being the opinions editor, would have better opinions.
Wow, make sure you're not running a fever there, Uma. You're kind of getting delirious.
Delirious? Wow, such complicated vocabulary. You expanding your vernacular there?
Anyways, as the news and opinions editors, in order of importance, Uma and I really love discussing important, complicated topics. Sometimes when we're writing articles together for the paper, we discuss things like politics or problems with the environment.
Yeah, but now it's more like debating about things. See, when Diego and I used to be close friends, we would always agree on politics, social inequality issues, music.
And the reason we're not anymore is because Uma here has a profound love for a singer named Harry Styles.
And you're going to say that. Okay, I'm sorry. I have just recently become a big fan of Mr. Harry Styles, and I'm sorry to be offended by that. Yes, and I really think you should listen to his music. He's a really cool dude.
Before we sign off, Uma, are there any songs you'd want to recommend for those who haven't heard of him yet, like me kind of?
Well, it's hard to choose just one, but Sweet Creature and Golden are amazing. Madison Duong from our journalism class put together a feature of all of our class's favorite songs. For that, I said Falling by Harry Styles because it's really emotional. What song did you choose?
For all you Spanish 1 kids out there, I selected for you Billy La Bufanda. Should add a nice little Spanish twist to the podcast.
Yeah, so everyone listening, you should check out that song article by Madison on lbhsnews.com. But I really wouldn't want our first real podcast to be about music, as great as it is.
Uma, that is very true. I agree. Let's stay true to our word of discussing something bigger. So how about, Uma's been doing a lot of work in the area of banning flavored nicotine products. So how about we discuss that next?
Great idea, Diego. So yeah, the next podcast coming soon will be about Senate Bill 793, intended to ban the sale of flavored nicotine products in California, and the referendum that was approved to delay it.
See, she knows a lot about it. Thanks again for tuning into our little introduction here. We hope you keep listening to the 2 Cents with the Brush and Palettes Breakers Breakdown. Don't miss it.